Cal, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you a late night review of One Piece episode 799. And right off the bat, the one thing I can tell you guys right about this episode is that it did good at showcasing exactly that Luffy is not fucking ready for the Big Mom, or hell, I'd argue even the Yonko. But let's go to the beginning. First off, I did like that little conversation between Reiju and Sanji, because I think it showcases that they can be a little, that Sanji is at least a decent, or at least a middle ground relationship with one of his siblings. I'm pretty sure his relationship with his brothers, though, that probably hasn't changed at all. They're probably, if the preview for next episode is any indication, then yeah, some shit between the Vinsmoke siblings is definitely going down in next episode. But yeah, it's good to know that at least Sanji at least respects his sister to a certain degree. And another thing that happened in this episode is we get the big reveal of Cracker's true form in this episode, and also that he ate the Bis-Bis fruit. For those who don't know, it's Biscuit-Biscuit fruit, pretty much, giving the ability to make biscuits, which honestly is already kind of insane in itself. Like, just the ability to make biscuits out of it's already a fucking insane ability enough. But was anyone else laughing their asses off when he was doing that little dance while clapping his hands to make more biscuit armor, or armor soldiers, and more of his biscuit armor soldiers or whatnot? Like, I couldn't stop laughing my ass off when I was seeing that shit. Although it is a pretty weirdo and insane power, but it does make me question something, which is that earlier in the episode we see Biscuit soldiers patrolling the city, and what was interesting is they pretty much had soulless eyes, so it makes me wonder if those are mind-controlled people wearing Cracker's armor, or the soldiers themselves are his creation. Personally, I'm kind of going with the latter, because, well, if it kind of makes more sense that if we know that Cracker can make armor, more than positive he can actually make living soldiers too. Either that, or actually, now that I think about it, I bet what happened is, well, I bet Cracker made the bodies, and Big Mom fed. I think that used her soul fruit in order to feed souls into them. Actually, now that I think about it, that definitely makes more sense, I think. And if that's the case, then yeah, Big Mom has some fucked up ways of using her power. But another thing that Cracker said in this, and like I said, the majority of the episode was focused on Cracker and Luffy fighting, and yeah, Luffy. The thing about what happened in this episode is Luffy had to go gear fourth against Cracker, and a move, I might remind you, he had to use to defeat Doflamingo. So I think just the fact that Luffy had to go gear fourth against Cracker in this episode, I think that's very heavy indication that another heavy indicator that Luffy is just not fucking ready for Big Mom or the Yonko level. Like, I think if we were to put it on a scale, I think Big Mom's up here. That, as far as like the Big Mom arc itself is, Big Mom's up here. Her crew is here. Luffy and the crew are way down fucking there. Like, I don't think any of them are ready for Big Mom yet. Like, if Luffy has to go gear fourth, then yeah, you are not ready for Big Mom, Luffy. And actually, if this is foreshadowing that he's not strong enough to take on Big Mom, I wonder if he's even fucking ready for Kaido. Like, yeah, Luffy, you need to do something in order to get yourself built up and stronger. Otherwise, you and your crew are gonna die. That's just the reality of it, dude. And also, but I will be willing to give. Although to be honest with you, there is something Cracker did say in this episode that does kind of worry me, but at the same time, it's it does give me a bit of an idea of the power scaling, which is Cracker basically said in this episode that without wearing his armor, he bruises easily. He did say a lot more than that, but that's basically the long and short of what he said, is that he bruises easily. So not only, I think as far as the power scaling of the Sweet Commanders go, I think that probably means he's one of the one of the weaker ones, I think. But and that just adds more to the insanity. Like if Luffy is one of the weaker, if Luffy's taking down one of the weaker Sweet Commanders, then fuck, he doesn't even stand a chance against the other Sweet Commanders. I don't think. Like if the other Sweet Commanders are stronger than Cracker, then yeah, Luffy, you are not ready. But even more than that, like. The fact that Cracker said that he bruises easily, I think it does mean that he is probably one of the weaker Sweet Commanders, but also that I don't think this episode is going to last much longer, to be honest with you. Like, I think we got only a couple episodes of Luffy and Cracker fighting each other, and then I think it's going to be over. Also, one other thing I think that is worth noting in this episode, honestly, is that even though I think that this group of people is few and far between, the 2 points I'm about to make are out to the anime only watchers out there. Again, I think anime only watchers are few and far between, because I think a lot of people have read the manga at this point, but the 2 notes I want to make out to those rare few who only watch the anime now is, I want you guys to keep in mind what Cracker said to Luffy about Sanji in this episode, about how how he's a prince and he wouldn't even dare associate with a band of pirates anymore. Like it isn't going to be I'd keep that in the back of your mind, guys. For those who've only watched the anime, just keep that in your back of your mind, because that's actually some pretty interesting foreshadowing. Another thing is Chopper and Carrot. Now, we see Chopper and we see Carrot in some sort of a mirror world dimension or whatnot, and I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. For those who are anime only watchers, I think you better get used to that, because as far as them being in that world, they are gonna be there a while. Like it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be at least a good couple episodes, even before they end up getting out of there. To be honest with you, yeah, guys. This again another great a good episode this week. Honestly, like I think. Honestly, like I could be jumping the gun a little bit, because there still have been a couple pacing issues every now and then, to be honest with you. But I almost want to say that the pacing in this arc in the anime is actually a lot better. Is a lot better compared to other arcs, other previous arcs we've had before. Like I think the pacing in this Whole Cake Island anime, in the anime version of Whole Cake Island so far, is actually doing better than I think it was the Dressrosa arc. That one was a little painful to get through, only because it was so large, I guess. But it was. I'd argue that the anime's pacing in this arc is better than Dressrosa's at the very least, honestly. Like, because they do seem to be getting through a lot of content in just a single episode. Again, granted, they're still are the slow ones, but still we're getting through this arc a little quickly. Honestly, I just hope that they don't rush too soon. Like, I'm hoping that Toei can find that perfect balance of a good pacing for an episode. To be honest with you, in animation, I think there were a couple. In animation I think there were a couple flops, but other than that, it was good animation too. I think for the most part. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Also, this is gonna be the last time I'm doing this I'm gonna be doing this from my laptop, because actually I just got my main Mac computer back from the App Store now. But so yeah, every when I do my next video, the setting is gonna change again, because I got my computer back. But Yeah, guys, Death. If you enjoyed, yeah, again, Death Knight of Anime signing off. But anyway, Death Knight of Anime signing off. Later, guys.